Hey everybody, Chef AJ here. How you doing? I got home late tonight and I want to show you how I get dinner on the table fast by just doing a little bit of preparation in advance. I volunteer at the hospital doing pet therapy on Thursdays, and usually I'm home by 5, but I had to work. Hi there, Kate. I had to work a couple hours later, so luckily I did some prep. So one of the things I did today is I'm working on a new recipe for the book club, which I'll tell you about if you're on my mailing list or UWL. I'm working on a tropical zucchini muffin. So we have these for desserts. This is the first path. Hi, Jean. Hi, Angela. Hi, Susan. Yeah, well, Susan, the reason I'm live again is people have told me it really helps them make meals to see how easy it is to just really pick a starch and pick a vegetable. So I knew I was going to have this for dinner. We're having a 30-day by any greens necessary. Hi, Teresa and Sherry. In UWL, Ultimate Weight Loss Program, we're having a by any greens necessary. We're eating greens for 30 days. So I took my favorite one, which is rainbow chard, 2 big heads, and I cut this up this morning and put it in my Tupperware because I knew I was going to have this for dinner. And I cut my onions up in advance, so that's going to save me time. So I've got my pan here that I always use, and I preheated it. I know it's ready. When these little beads of water, you can see, just kind of roll around. So now it's ready for the onion. And I'm using the sweet onions, and I'm just going to put it in the pan on high heat. And where's my purple spatula? There we go. Everything has to be purple, so I'll just spread these around the pan, and they'll cook up really quickly. I use 2 onions because there's 2 of us eating. And then in my little Tupperware machine that I love, I've got a bunch of garlic and some fresh ginger. You're welcome. Thank you, Sherry. You could watch me all day. Well, maybe I could be like the Truman Show. So I'm just going to do this on the counter because it's a little easier. There we go. And that's what it looks like when it's chopped. I'm going to chop it a little bit more finely while I wait for the onion. Now, in the air fryer, I can't move the camera right now. It's actually a phone. I've got some Delicata squash that I'm air frying, and that's going to be our starch. But instead of worrying about recipes and why not just think about meals? Pick a starch, your favorite starch, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Tonight it's winter squash like Delicata. Or pick a grain, brown rice, black rice, red rice, quinoa, millet, teff, amaranth, any gluten-free grain that you like. You could pick a legume, lentils, split peas. Corn, by the way, is a grain. Pick that, or any bean you want, and then pick a sauce. And that's really all you have to do. And then some fruit for dessert, and you call it a day. So just gonna let those steam up. Anyway, I wish I had local recipe testers to see if these were sweet enough. See, I had 3 of them, and I gave 4 of them to my vegan hairdresser, and for me and her, they were plenty sweet, which makes me worried that for the masses, they're not. So I call these tropical zucchini muffins. So I'm going to keep working on this. Hard to hear me? Well, maybe it's because I'm tired from working a long shift, or maybe because the camera is close to the pan, and that's what you're picking up. A lot of times, guys, when you can't hear me, it's because of your device, because a lot of times people can hear better, sometimes either on a phone or a computer. I'm not sure which, but a lot of times they can hear better on the replay. So we're just going to get this onion nice and caramelized, and you can see it goes pretty fast, especially at a pan like this where there's nice big sides, and moving it up. I want to show you the Delicata squash, but it's in the air fryer. If you guys have any questions, let me know, because I can read the feed pretty good. Jenny Funderfunkin here. So, hey guys, make sure you sign up for my free webinar on Sunday. It's Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's posted. It's the pinned post on this page that you're watching. You know, when Dr. Gustavo Tolosa, who's the webinar host of the McDougall webinars, was visiting me for my birthday this year, we shopped at 10 stores to show people that no matter where you go, be it the 99-cent store or Whole Foods, that you can find healthy food anywhere. So it's pretty cool, and it's free, but you do need to sign up, you know? Yes, you're hearing the onions. I'll try to talk louder over the onions. I'm sorry my onions are so noisy. I'm having a little bit of iced peppermint tea. Well, it's not iced because I didn't put the ice in. It's very delicious. I love the sound of onions cooking, but even more so, I love the smell and I love the taste. If you're in UWL and watching, how is the 30-day Greens by Any Means challenge going for you? Are you enjoying it? Is it difficult? And don't forget, if you're not coming to Vegas, that we do have a live stream. We have a really wonderful conference coming up Labor Day, and it's $100 off. We extended it to August 8th because we didn't get the email out in time. So we interviewed Dr. Alvieri yesterday. Too bad Facebook doesn't have closed caption. Yeah, I don't think Facebook has closed caption. I think that YouTube does. Remember, this is a free service. I mean, not only am I not paying for it, you're not paying for it, so, you know, it's not perfect. And one of the things I forgot to say in yesterday's live broadcast, I did Weight Loss Wednesday Live, is that when you guys say you can't see, you can't hear, it's generally on your end, because sometimes it's Facebook, but that's one of the reasons that I started shooting my recipe videos recorded, is because then we have better quality. It's not that I need a new camera. It's all done through the iPhone, guys. Oh, MA, you finished my book. Thank you for saying it's great. By the way, yeah, you're right, Jenny. Mushrooms and onions all day, absolutely. The book is on Kindle now, and if you have already purchase the book on Amazon, the actual hard copy of the book, you can get the Kindle for only $2.99, which is a really great deal, and you'll always have the recipes on your phone wherever you are, and you'll have my book wherever you go. So it's on Kindle. I believe it's less than $10 if you don't have the book, which is about half the price of the book, and it's now on Kindle, and very, very soon it will be on Audible. So funny, Dr. Steve Lewenda keeps texting me right in the middle of the live, and when he does that, it obscures the screen. Hey, Sherry can smell the onions in Philly. Well, you know, Philly, they have Philly cheesesteaks. I went to Penn, and actually I never had one because I became vegan the first day of college, September 1st, 1977. I'm about to have my 41st vegan anniversary, and it was such an honor to win well, I didn't win it. I was inducted into the Vegetarian Hall of Fame last month, you know, after 40 years of being vegan. And so, you know, it's pretty cool to win the same award as Gandhi, I gotta tell you. So this is almost done. Yes, the Kindle version is $2.99, Alexandria, if you already bought my book on Amazon. If you don't own the book, then I believe you have to pay the full price, which I think is $9.99, but don't quote me because I've been at the hospital all day volunteering. It was such a great day. You know, let me tell you something. My partner in the Ultimate Weight Loss Program, John Pierre, says volunteer work is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on Earth, and I couldn't agree more. I've been volunteering for over 40 years now. I had a grandfather who was a doctor who did volunteer work, and we just learned very young that that's what you do. And, you know, there's an old saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person. And I'm as busy as anybody, but I make that time one day a week always to volunteer. And it's really the best thing you can do, especially if you're sad or not doing well in any way, is giving back. I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing in the world. Marlene Matlin, the deaf actress, was just a little bit of water to make it sizzle, was the speaker at my college graduation at Cal State Northridge. And she said the onus on all of us going out into the world is to do volunteer work. And even if you're disabled, I have disabled friends that are in wheelchairs that volunteer, people that are shut-ins I know that volunteer. There's always something you can do, even at home. And if you don't know what to do, go to volunteermatch.org, and they'll hook you up with the right job for your personality and schedule. But everybody has an hour a week. And if you're on Facebook now, get off Facebook and go to volunteermatch.org and find a way to be of service, because that's what we're supposed to do. There we go. All right, so these are almost ready. I just really like them brown. Will I have copies of my book in Vegas? Barbara, I don't think I will. It's very difficult to do that when the hotel charges us to ship stuff and store it. And I mean, maybe I could take a small book in my suitcase since I am Southwest. But the truth is we have nobody to sell it for me. And, you know, my husband and I are busy every minute of the conference. that said, if somebody wanted to bring their book, I would be more than happy to sign it. But we have 3 girls selling books. Kathy Fisher, Straight Up Food. Kathy Hester will have some books. I'm not sure which one because she's written so many. And I believe Janine Elder will have her book about potato resetting. And maybe Dr. Goldhammer and Lyle will have their book. I don't know yet about Dr. Barnard. He has so many. So, well, you see, the thing is we can't have the vendors in the where the speakers are anymore because we have double capacity, and we had to pay to get plans submitted to the fire department, and they won't allow vendors in that room. So we had to move them to this other room, and it's complicated. But each year we do try to do better. Do I come to Canada? I came there once on a free trip that I won on Wheel of Fortune in 1984 to Toronto, which was a very nice and a very clean city. And then Remedy Food had a conference there a couple of years ago that I was at. But in general, I don't go anywhere unless I have a job. So I'm not independently wealthy, so I don't travel anywhere unless somebody has booked me for a Veg Fest or a conference. So if you want me to come to your town, find out what's going on in terms of plant-based conferences, or it doesn't have to be plant-based, or Veg Fest, and suggest me to your organizer. I just got back from the Spokane Veg Fest, which I never even heard of 2 years ago because somebody suggested me to the organizer. And they do listen to the people in their town. So, you know, Toronto Veg Fest has never accepted me, ever. And they have these applications that you have to jump through these hoops, and they don't ever accept me, and they don't ever say why. So, hello from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So sorry it's taken so long. Since I'm eating this, I like to, but I find that when you turn your back on the camera, when you write a long thing, it doesn't all show. I can't make out what you're saying. It's hard to hear you. Yeah, sorry about that. You know, I'm not really, like when I do the TV show, if I can get funding for it, it'll be professional sound, professional everything. I contacted Veggie. Yeah, I just use water, Isabella. I'm cheap. If I make stock, I do it with the recipe I showed you on a previous episode. Let's see. Onions are great. Alexandria, which Veg Fest did you contact on my behalf? Thank you so much. Oh, these pieces of Delicata squash look great. Okay, well, my poor husband is getting... Oh, by the way, if you guys have cable where you live and you have a network called Game Show Network, tomorrow I'm going to be on a game show. I'm not allowed to say the outcome because I signed a little thing, but I am on a game show that debuted this month. It's new, hosted by John Michael Higgins, who was just wonderful. It's called America Says. It's like Family Feud, but with friends instead of family, and they do tell you the first letter of the clue. And in California, it airs at 5 p.m., but it will be on tomorrow, so check your local listings of Game Show Network, and you can watch me on a game show with 3 of my friends, including Aunt Cassie, the Tupperware lady, and it's called America Says. Okay, so now I'm going to add my ginger and garlic. And if I had turmeric, I'd add it, but, you know, I don't always have it, and I do prefer fresh to... now it's really smelling good. I mentioned yesterday on Weight Loss Wednesday that a viewer named Pam sent me these dried vegetables. I've got spinach, I've got celery, I've got onion and bell pepper, which smells really good. I'm going to do something with them soon. Let's see. I'm growing Delicata. Lucky. Campana. Kim, your last name means bell, right? Doesn't campana mean bell in Spanish? That's what I was told. Boy, this smells good. A little bit more water just to get it all going. Okay, so I hope I can put all the chard into the bowl because there is so much, probably 1.5 pounds. If you hate greens, I would recommend you try rainbow chard. It is the mildest green. It's actually, if you're missing salt, it's one of the saltiest too. Deep greens and rainbow chard, in my opinion, are just so mild that most people like them. So I'm just going to put a little water over the top and steam it, and then I'm going to put my cover on, and this should be ready very, very, very soon, and then I'll show you how to plate it. So again, think a green or a vegetable, think a starch, think a sauce. I'm just going to put a little bit of the reduced balsamic. I love Beam on Paz. a squeeze of, I always like to put a little lemon or lime juice on my greens. I don't know if you guys heard that beep, but that beep meant that the air fryer was ready. So I'll show you that in a second. Oh, those look really, really good. So I'll let you watch the pan. Alexandria, never heard of what until now. So we'll just let this cook. It'll take a few more minutes. And you know you can always share my broadcast live. Please be sure to sign up for the free webinar this Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, and you can ask questions. I love rainbow chard. I have a wonderful recipe for a soup with chard in unprocessed with sweet potatoes and cannellini beans. I'm just going to step over here for a minute and plate my delicata squash. So I won't be able to see the phone for a minute. Oh, this looks amazing. Oh boy. The sound of onions sizzling. So I've got my delicata squash. Oh, Cynthia, thanks for signing up for Sunday. And please share it with your friends. I don't know if you can see this. This is my delicata squash from the air fryer. It's almost like having fries. It's so good when it's roasted. Well, it's good. Even I used it yesterday in the melange I made. It's even good when it's just cooked in the Instant Pot. But this way, it's almost like having fries. So that's going to be our starch. Hey Charles, dinner's almost ready. So I really like to not cook my greens too much. I like them verdant and al dente, so this is going to be fine. I'm going to turn the heat off now because the pot will still stay warm. And this will be enough for both of us. So you need to eat a lot of greens, and then let's hit it with just a little bit. Today it's lemon juice. Yesterday it was lime juice, just a little to help absorb that vitamin C. No more than 2 tablespoons. And that is dinner. So thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you Sunday at 5 for the free webinar. Have a good evening, everyone.